Hey, I'm at San Jose BMW. This here is Cory, and I'll put the links below, phone number, email, address to the shop in San Jose. But today we're going to be looking at this 2021 BMW G310 GS. It's a pretty neat bike. It's similar to the bike that I just got off of, which was a 2014 G650. Obviously this is a little bit smaller, but I just kind of wanted to go over a few of the features with the bike. So Cory, what can you tell us about this bike?
So this is like the offering that BMW has for what they call the entry market, entry level market, whether it's a beginning rider, an experienced rider wanting something for the back of their RV, it seems like they're popular for that customer as well. But I think BMW's intended market is like a beginning level rider, You're riding a new 1250 GS and maybe you wanted to, fulfill your wife. She wanted to do a little riding. This would be a great bike to start her on, something that you can, train her on and not have a big investment in if she decides, no, I do not like motorcycles and never want to do this again. So you're not out a bunch of cash on another, a larger GS 850 or something, or 750, So it's a good entry level bike. They have great performance. It compares, along the lines of like the KTMs and the Kawasaki Versys and whatnot. I myself have a lot of past experience with the Suzuki DRZ 400 lineup, and I've ridden and put these through their paces out on some trails that I've had my old DRZ on, and it did great. But where it shined was the trip out there. It was much more comfortable. It was much more of a wider platform to sit on. It had a little bit of, aero protection, which DRZ doesn't. A 19-inch front and a 17-inch rear with a large profile tire, more suited for like a dual sport adventure. So it's just, in general use, a great little bike. Gets 70 miles a gallon.
Wow,
it's
70.
374 pounds, 32-inch seat height. BMW offers a couple different seats for it. There's another couple companies that do some really trick stuff like Rally Raid. You can get the wire wheels and 21-inch front and better suspension and shocks, upgrade that. This is pretty much comes with a nice upside down fork, but it's just a dampening rod. It doesn't have any like adjustment. So you could add some fork springs and some adjustable rear shock if you wanted to. There is options for it. They have crash bars and saddlebags and top cases and taller windshields and bark busters and all this stuff.
All from BMW?
All from BMW and various vendors. So there's a lot of bikes out there right now that the aftermarket hasn't even done anything with, and you can't get that kind of stuff to make these things suit each one. So this bike really is a platform entry-level bike that can satisfy the most discerning, experienced rider depending on what they want to do with it. Like I said, I sell some of these, and then the dudes will put, a few $1,000s into it with some really trick stuff and put them on the back of their Overlander RV, they put it on the bumper. They don't have to carry a trailer, with 370 pounds, and if you do a little extra to it, you can drop some pounds on it and make them, around 350 pounds pretty easy.
Now, as far as electronics, I'm looking at a fairly, basic setup. I don't believe it has grip heaters, right?
No heated seat, no heated grips, no shift assist. You have to bump up to the 750 to get into that
But
kind
it
of
does have
technology.
ABS.
It does have ABS and traction control.
Do all BMWs come pretty much standard?
Yes, all BMW motorcycles. Pretty much most motorcycles from all across the board on manufacturers today have that.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, so this is a very cool, smaller bike. Now, what do you think it can do on the freeway? I mean, as far as merging highway speeds, no problem?
I have had one of these. The best I've gotten with my, 6'2" frame is 100 miles an hour, like right there. It got there eventually, but it'll hum along at 70, 75 all day long. This bike is fuel injected, so it automatically compensates for altitude and air density changes. So if you're riding it up in Tahoe and it's cold or hot out, or on the coast, whatever, it's easy to start, no choke necessary. And it's got a nice little digital tachometer and speedometer on it, and fuel gauge and everything else. A lot of the little bikes don't have that.
Yeah, I'm going to throw my leg over it just so people can get an idea. I think the seat height was written somewhere, but I'm
32.9.
32. So I'm 5'10" with a 31 inseam. And, for me, I'm not always concerned about height because you can become comfortable in just about anything. But
it looks like you're pretty much flat-footed.
I'm just about flat-footed. And, I rarely ride in sneakers, always some kind of boot or something. So that's definitely going to give you an inch. But yeah, really lightweight, and this would be a lot of fun just to rip around.
How tall is your wife?
She's 5'6". So yeah, she would sit on this pretty good as well.
Right. Well, if she, being up on her balls of her feet and her heels not touching, San Jose BMW makes our own. We designed a lower link, and basically it's just lays the rear shock down at a little bit lower angle. It's made out of billet aluminum. It's hard anodized and it fits perfect. It's an easy install. We can modify the kickstand so it doesn't stand straight up and down. We can cut that and redo that. So we can lower the seat height down to about 30 inches on this thing if you're a shorter rider.
All right, well, good deal. Thank you so much,
You're
Cory.
welcome.
Again, we're down here at San Jose BMW.
Come on in and check it out.